Hey fellow YouTubers, thanks for joining me today. This is Candy with Fancy Your Nails, and today I'm going to show you how to recreate this manicure. This is actually a gradient manicure that also incorporates stamping. So if you want to see how to do this, please stay tuned. The plate that I'm going to use for the stamping is Pueen 72. If you can see that, it's a nice floral pattern. Since I already have this on both my hands, I'm going to do this with a pop stick. The colors that we're going to use today are the supplies that we'll need. If you're going to do this on your natural nails, you should always start with a base coat. This is Orly Nailtrition. The colors we're going to do the gradient with is Sinful Colors Snowy White, Pure Ice Home Run, another Pure Ice, this one's called Scream. You'll want to have a top coat. I like to use Seche Vite. We're going to use this color by Nicole by OPI called Light a Candle. We'll also be using this Pure Ice to do some of the stamping. It has kind of a Hawaiian tropical kind of feel to it. Other supplies that you'll need, I've got a Pueen stamper and a Pueen scraper, a cosmetic sponge for the gradient, some nail polish remover, my pop stick, and I like to use a lint roller to clean off my stamper with. It's always good to have lint-free wipes as well. And we'll go ahead and get started. First off, we're using a pop stick today, but typically when you go to do a gradient, you want to use some like liquid latex around the cuticle on your finger to help clean up a little bit easier. And then it's also good to have a cleanup brush. I like to use this Alpha angled brush. It works really well for that. So we'll start off with painting our base color for the gradient. And in this gradient, it's going to be this white. And this doesn't have to be perfect because you're going to gradient over it with the sponge. You just want to make sure that you have full coverage. And then you want to allow that a chance to dry. And after that's dry, you want to have all three of your colors open for your gradient. I'm going to take my sponge and we're going to apply our three colors on there. And you'll go from the lightest to the darkest. And usually what I'll do before I do the first stamping, or gradient dabbing, sponging, that's the word I'm looking for, I'll usually go over here twice so I know I've got good saturation. And you can actually make this either way. You can make the lighter color towards the cuticle or towards the tip. And I personally like to do it the darker towards the tip. And so you'll just dab that on there. And just give that a second to dry between coats. And you'll repeat this a couple of times on each nail so that you get good opacity of color. Just like that. See how that turned out? And if you find any bare spots, you want to make sure that your sponge stays damp at all times, because if you allow it to dry or get tacky, then it'll actually pull your color off of the nail. And then you'll have to start all over. And that's what you're going for when you do your gradient. A nice meld of the colors. So once you get done doing that, let that dry, and then you'll put a layer of top coat over the top. This actually allows the colors to meld a little bit better. So we'll put that over the top. And I've already done that on this pop stick so that I could show you the stamping. Now when you look at this plate, it actually has, you know, several different spots on it. What I like to do, like I did with this, is kind of, this has an outlined flower, and then it's got, you know, a full colored flower. So I try to take a little bit of each of those, and then the full colored flower portion will actually be, so you get your color on there, and then you want to scrape that away and pick up your stamper. And mind you, like I said, I wanted to stick with part of the outline and the dark portion. So then when I line it up to stamp it, I'm going to do where, if you can see that, and just roll that on there. See how that's got some of the light part and the dark part outlined really nice. Okay, that's the first part of the gradient, or the stamping. And the next part I want to do, clean off my plate here. Always clean off your plate and your stamper and your scraper when you're doing this. If you see on this plate also, there's areas where there's a lot of vines, you know. So I didn't want to cover up what I had stamped, so what I did is, like over here where there's the vines, I'm going to put my silver, the candle, light a candle. I put that portion over the top of what I already stamped. Just gives it a little, I don't know, pizzazz. Once again, we're just going to pick that now because see, got my silver on there. And just roll that in there like that. See how that made it help stand out and just, you know, gave it an extra little something. So then you'll, when you're done doing your stamping, I'm going to take a top coat, a fast drying top coat like Sèche Vite. And put a nice top coat on there. And that's all there is to it. Very classy looking, summery looking. And of course this is the finished product on my own hands. If you like this tutorial and you want to see more, please like and subscribe. Until next time.